Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show, the TDC podcast with Mike T. Roy right now. How are you, T?
Well, how about yourself?
I'm doing all right.
It's,
Hanging
it's
in
a
there.
Monday.
It's a Monday, yeah. How was your weekend?
My weekend was nice.
Yeah?
I got to spend time with my mom.
So did I.
Yeah, she was in town for the weekend, so it's
Yeah.
always nice.
I love seeing Vonzi when she comes into town.
Oh, yeah, she loves seeing you.
Yeah, she's great. She's got to quit bringing shit over here, though, dude.
I know, yeah.
I mean, this is becoming a problem.
Yeah.
We're trying to declutter. I'm trying to declutter, and she
Yes.
keeps bringing, I got to take care of the boys.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, you don't. But, what are you going to do? It was fun, though. We sat down and interviewed her.
A little extra content.
A little extra
yeah.
content. We for our Patreon members, and threw that in there, so it'll be some background on T. Roy. T. Roy's upbringing, even before I knew him. She knew you before I did.
She did, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy, including the time you stole her Porsche.
I didn't steal it. I brought it back. I borrowed it.
You borrowed it at 13.
I didn't tell her that I got it over 100.
Yeah.
She was funny. She was like, I got it over 100 one time. I was like, yeah, me too.
So we dropped that in the Patreon
Yeah.
area, patreon.com/TDC podcast to become a member. All sorts of levels will fit anyone's budget. And we also dropped in on Thursday evening or Friday morning or something. We dropped in a new news that we didn't get to this week.
Yeah.
So I've just kind of, you can see how many stories I have.
Yeah, we get to like half of those.
We get to
generally.
half of them, and so we can hand pick at the end of the week, like
Yeah.
what we didn't get
little
to.
segment we'll do and drop it in there.
So we'll do that
Cherry
each
pick some
week.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Speaking of our Patreon, let's thank some new members, shall we?
Yeah, for sure.
We have Jennifer Dubois. Dubois. I like Dubois. That sounds
Does boys?
Dubois. Possibly.
Dubois.
I don't want to assume.
Jennifer Dubois.
Jennifer Dubois. We'll
She's
go
probably
with
a
that.
wine drinker.
Maybe.
Jennifer Dubois.
Very French,
Unless it's
very
Dubois.
classy.
If her name is Jennifer Dubois,
Yeah.
she's a Natty Light fan. If she's a
Somewhere.
Jennifer Dubois.
Yeah.
She's a big wine fan.
It's Jennifer, so I think if you're going to go that way, it would probably just be Jenny.
Jenny
with
Dubois.
with like an I.
Yeah. Hard eye.
Yeah.
Jenny Dubois. Natty Light drinker.
Perfect.
Jennifer
see.
Dubois.
Feel free to write into the show and
She sounds
let
hot,
us know
though. I'll
which
say
one
that.
you are. Yeah,
She
definitely.
really
that
does.
That is a sassy name.
Both ways.
Yeah. I wonder, I knew Jenny Dubois back in the day. I wonder if that's her from Farmington. Clear. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Jeff Dolby, welcome aboard.
Jeff Dolby. Love it. Thank you, Jeff.
Keith Gringus.
Oh, yes.
Of the Stacy and Keith
Keith.
Gringus.
Yes. Stacy
Love-
Fine Art.
Oh, love their Christmas cards. Best Christmas cards
Ever.
out there, period,
Yeah.
bar none.
And by the way, I circled back to Stacy to do our logo this time. And if you're an official Patreon member, you got an exclusive look at the new logo.
Yeah.
Which won't be officially seen by most people for a few weeks. So
Membership
Another
has
advantage.
its privileges.
membership has its privileges. Always had. And I love working with her. She's so talented.
Yes.
StacyFineArt.com.
Oh, there you go.
If you want to check out her stuff.
Nice plug.
She's awesome.
Excellent.
She's so good.
Also, Tom Fisher,
Tom Fisher. Okay, thank you, Tom.
Ryan Kowalski,
Ryan Kowalski.
of the Kowalski Meats fam.
I don't know.
We'll say it's part
Killer
of the lineage.
Kowalski?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Carter Labradors.
Oh, okay.
Our Proops.
Yeah, love those roops.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they like a lot of my roops pictures.
And Tom Wood. We'll leave it.
Tom Wood.
We'll leave it at that.
All right. Thank you all of you, including
Absolutely.
Tom Wood.
Everyone.
Thank you so much for joining. Everybody that's been signing up, it's been great. We're not there yet. We got to keep going. Please share it. Share the link. We're going to start including the Patreon link in our videos, YouTube stuff. It's all a work in
I
progress.
realized I didn't put that on there.
That's okay. We're getting there.
We're getting there. Baby
getting
steps. Work in progress.
So we added some new content this weekend. We also have a new site coming, and that'll be worked on starting at the end of the week. It's going to be really simple, easy, but it'll have a merch link. And we met with the merch guys, Scott and Miko, on Friday. You
Great
and I had a
dudes.
meeting with them.
great guys.
I'm so excited with the work they do. It's dope. And we're going to have some stuff. They're going to have a page that just for us that links to our new website.
Yep.
And it'll have whatever T-shirts, beanies, hats, trucker hats, fitted hats.
Actually, our
sweatshirts.
website will link to theirs.
Right.
They'll have a page on
Thank
theirs. Yes.
But they handle all the shipping and everything, so costs will be what they are. You won't get stuck with
Yeah.
$35 shipping fee out of the blue.
We want to make sure that we have quality stuff, but not,
Yeah.
keep the prices in check. So
Yeah.
it's a fine balance between the two.
It is, and they tend to go with higher end stuff.
Yep.
We can go with whatever we want, and I know a lot of people have questions on it. I'm sure it won't be perfect for everybody.
No, there's no point in buying a hoodie and have it fall apart in a year.
Yeah.
Too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Although I guess as a business model, maybe it is better.
But I don't think that's how that works.
No?
To produce crappy stuff and
Then
then
they have
have
to keep
people
buying
bail
it.
on it.
Yeah,
I know.
if you
Well,
buy
I
one,
know.
if they buy one we're kind of fucking ourselves here.
That's why we come out with cool new stuff.
Exactly.
So you're getting the spring collection, the TDC Podcast Spring Collection 2022. And then we'll have a fall and winter one.
Right.
But I envision, these are not just merch guys.
Yeah.
These are Detroit streetwear guys. And so they're stylists.
Yeah.
Miko's young, hungry, and Scott's they're both really talented.
Absolutely.
And we've seen their work, sort of from afar for a while.
Yeah.
Their line questionable, and you're going to hear a lot more from them. We're going to bring them in at some point and go through
definitely.
our new stuff.
Yeah,
and
that'd be a great little show with them too.
so I'm really excited about what they're doing and what we're doing, and we're both sides really looking forward to working together. And I think listeners are really going to enjoy the new product line that we're coming out with. So hopefully you guys buy some stuff. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Exciting times.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're moving the ball forward.
We're
team.
trying. Yeah,
That's all we can do. We're taking meetings. We're
Yeah.
having lunches. We're doing what we need to do. I've never felt more involved in my own business in my life.
Excellent.
Never been more involved.
As it should be.
Yeah. So and it makes me feel better. I know the quality of people we have around us, so I'm very excited. So as long as we don't get kicked off of platforms for content problems, we'll be fine.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Speaking of problems, President Soup, I can't tell you how much this administration means to me. They're just the best. He actually referred to the Bible, and
Did he?
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to get into some. I did some digging over the weekend about trans surgeries. They want to just call it like gender affirming care. Oh my God, gender affirming care, and like what that really means and what goes into these things that this administration would like to push on your children, which I'm all for.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be clear.
sooner
I
the better.
want 3-year-olds getting this surgery, and I'll explain to you from an article that in the New York Times and another one that came out in 2018 where you could actually have frank discussions about the realities of trans surgeries. Yeah.
Oh, the good old days.
The good old days, 2018, 19. But now...
When you weren't a
it's just-
transphobe.
Transphobe. Shut up, transphobe. So we'll get into some of that stuff, and it sounds like a lot of fun for these.
Yeah.
What's going to happen to these children? Late teens, early teens, preteens.
Good times ahead.
It is, and it's not. I mean,
Smart. Get it in there before puberty, before it fucks it up, man. You can really,
yeah.
it's hard. It's easier to reverse.
I got the funniest email from Nick about that. I'll read it later.
Okay.
But about that, he had a take on it, and I was fucking laughing my ass off. And we'll get to it later. But anyway, he was explaining. He invoked the Bible, referred to the Bible, explaining parents should be affirming of their transgender children's identity. And this is to everybody celebrating Trans Day of Visibility. I want you to know that your president sees you.
Does he?
If you think fucking President Soup gives a flying fuck about these people, you are out your mind.
Their votes.
Their votes, yeah. And not the good votes, like Dan and Amanda.
Yeah.
They're really... Jill, Kamala, Doug, our entire administration sees you. We all see you. You're on the front page of every fucking magazine and TV show, and we all see you.
They just had Visibility Day, right?
Yeah.
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 They all saw them.
They got their own day. Not to be confused with Pride Month Day, Trans Activism Day. There's literally 100 days for this alphabet community, but now we've added trans, so I don't know why that was necessary, but Day of Visibility for who we see you for who you are, made in an image of God and deserving of dignity, respect, and support. We know it's hard when there are those out there who don't see you, don't respect you. For example, the onslaught of anti-trans state laws attacking you and your families is simply wrong. Soup was referring to Florida's, obviously, Parental Rights and Education Act.
Of course.
This administration is standing up for you against all these hateful bills. And we're committed to advancing transgender equality in the classroom, on the playing field, at work, in our military, our housing, healthcare systems, everywhere. Simply everywhere. Yes.
Shove it in there.
Yeah. Cram it in where it doesn't belong. Who cares?
Absolutely.
Soup then informed parents that affirming your child's identity is one of the most powerful things you can do to keep them safe and healthy. The White House flagged a resource from I believe this is Rachel's office, the Office of the Assistant Secretary of Health, intended to inform parents and guardians, educators, and other persons supporting children and adolescents. So make no mistake, when they say children, they don't mean 16-year-old children.
Yeah, that's adolescents.
Adolescents.
Yeah, those are teens or adolescents. We're talking children.
Children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prepubescent.
Yes, with information on what is gender-affirming care and why it's important to transgender, non-binary, and other gender-expansive young people's well-being. The phrase gender-affirming care is used to mask the grisly nature of trans top and bottom surgeries, which involve the removal of titties, cock and balls, sculpting of fake dongs, facial feminization, facial masculinization, Adam's apple removal, broadening of shoulders.
Now, do they put Adam's apples in?
I don't know. I think maybe. Yeah.
Curious.
I mean,
I know
you could
they
just use
shave them down, but-
you could just use a gumball.
Yeah, stick it in there.
Super glue it. So or Gorilla Glue, whatever you
Easy
prefer.
peasy, yeah.
Easy. Early gender-affirming care is crucial to overall health and well-being, as it allows the child or adolescent to focus on social transition and can increase their confidence while navigating the healthcare system. Trans surgeries, hormones, and affirmations are important, the White House claimed. The White House claimed.
Yeah.
Because such procedures have been shown to increase positive outcomes for trans and non-binary children and adolescents. You can't possibly know that. And the fact that you're
Long-term,
pushing
no.
that...
And supporting and affirming is a far cry from indoctrinating,
Yeah.
and then pushing it.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
the-
So the rise went from like 0.2% of the population to like 20 or something in the last 40 years.
okay.
So those people were either all closeted or something's going on a little strange.
I did find out, somebody corrected me, that those surgeries are covered by insurance.
Yeah. Well, there's your incentive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Make sure that that's all
If
covered.
Medicaid and Medicare are covering.
I can't get my eyes fixed for LASIK,
Right.
but you can get that gender affirming care all handled for you.
Yeah. At the cost of about, at some point it becomes a racket,
Now you can't get a chick can't just get like a boob job. Can't get her titties done.
yeah.
That's elective surgery. That's cosmetic.
Right.
But this is all covered.
So just claim to be, well, yeah, I guess if you were trying to stay the same, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the famous saying that,
Did you say that you were born a man? And now I want to get my titties done?
or you could say, I am a man,
Oh, that's right.
but I want bigger titties.
But I want bigger
as a
titties,
man.
yeah.
There's going to be ways to game the system.
Yeah, I would
for
hope
sure.
so. Yeah.
I think back, and some of this will become apparent as we go through some of the next couple stories here, that this applied really with Black Lives Matter, where a cause becomes a business, becomes a racket.
Yep.
And that's what you're seeing here. And when you see the numbers, plastic surgeons will fucking do anything you want.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll charge you out the ass. And we've seen some of the colorful work they've done to some of these mentally unstable
Oh, my
people.
God. Some of the stuff we've gone through
It's
is insane.
horrific.
I mean, they should lose their license.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
Malpractice.
I mean, what's the first rule of being a doctor?
But I guess when it's
To do no harm.
Yeah.
But I guess that's...
If it's elective, it's their choice to do that stuff,
Right. So, the grim reality of gender reassignment. Lisa Littman, a doctor in research, recently surveyed detransitioners, people who thought they were trans, then changed their minds. The majority, 55%, felt that they did not receive adequate evaluation from doctors or mental care professionals before starting to transition. Sadly, their identity issues were more complicated than simply being trans. Many of these individuals are now living with the consequences of medical treatments that failed to help their gender issues and may have caused permanent physical and psychological damage. There's plenty, not least the risk of infertility, and the loss of sexual function. That's an awesome gift to give your your youngster.
There you go. No nut for you.
Yep. Sorry. To suggest that so-called gender reassignment is very often a bad idea.
I wonder how that works. If you're a guy, right? I mean, you know how you orgasm, you ejaculate, whatever, and then when you want to flip that around, is it possible to even orgasm?
I think it is for a certain percentage of them.
Is there? I mean, I don't know how that works.
Well, it has to do with you're talking about a guy cuts off his dong and burrows
as
out
a
of
woman,
sheet.
yeah, right. I mean, like
They flip the dong inside out.
Okay.
And push it in, and there's it forms almost a fake G spot because you've got sensitive areas down there.
So it'd be like an uncircled cock, like the turtleneck sliding in and out of there.
Yeah, sort of.
Maybe.
These people will explain some of this, but it's not all of them.
Just
and there's
curious.
a healthy percentage that no, they will never.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah. In 1965, Johns Hopkins carried out a sex change surgery. The first American academic carried out sex change surgery. Okay, the first academic institution to do so. The experiment was discontinued in 1979 under psychiatrist-in-chief Paul McHugh, who had major concerns about the efficacy of these treatments. The researcher decided to stop until someone could show conclusively that the surgeries were beneficial to the patients. Trans activists focus on the treatment satisfaction rates, insisting that regret is rare, according to data collected by World Professional Association for Trans Health, that would appear to be true. However, focusing on patient satisfaction risks losing sight of the bigger picture or long-term outcomes. The burden of proof, after all, ought to be on those wishing to conduct an experiment. So far, results here don't impress. 2004, The Guardian commissioned research from Birmingham University, which looked at more than 100 follow-up studies of post-op transsexuals. Researchers found no conclusive evidence that gender reassignment is beneficial for parents or patients. I'm sorry.
I was going to say.
Potential complications of hormones and genital surgery, including deep vein thrombosis and incontinence, were also not always properly taken into account. Some studies failed to even track patients. Just did the surgery and sent them on their way.
There you go.
A robust follow-up is a 2011 study by the Kalinska Institute in Sweden, which examined the outcomes of more than 300 patients over 3 decades. Its findings starkly contradict the activist narrative. Around 10 years after surgery is when a post-op transsexual person's mental health can begin to most rapidly deteriorate. Post-op trans also at a higher risk of killing themselves. You know, we've known that for a while. In 2016, under the Obama administration, a low evidence base was cited as a reason not to cover reassignment surgeries as part of the government's Medicare plans. It was noted that many studies that reported positive outcomes were exploratory type studies, case series, case control, with no confirmatory follow-up. Some people swear by gender reassignment treatments, claiming their lives have been enriched and even saved. That's great for them. Yet standards of care ought not be based solely on subjective testimonies. We know that too. Hospitals have large financial incentives to carry out these procedures. In the United States, sex reassignment surgery market is set to reach a market value of more than $1.5 billion by 2026.
Okay.
Some operations cost up to $53,000. Performing 50 of these a year brings in $2.7 million. It's easy to see how with such a business model, one might prioritize customer satisfaction over long-term patient welfare. Blah, blah, blah. However, let's see. Historically, trans surgeries have been primarily male to female. However, with the recent rise in females presenting at gender clinics, this will likely change, bringing new challenges. I guess removing a dick and balls is way easier than creating one.
I would believe so, yeah.
One popular method of phalloplasty involves grafting the arm for skin, fat, nerves, arteries, and veins, then wrapping it around a tube to construct a pseudocock.
Okay.
If all goes to
pick
plan,
your size on that?
Yeah, right?
They just give you one standard.
Yeah, I don't know. This neophallus can be used for urination and penetrative sex, and erection of sorts can be achieved through a little pump like the Reebok shoe.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot that can go wrong. Some patients' testimonies are disturbing, to put it mildly.
I bet. Oh.
Patients complain of pain, bleeding, tissue damage, wounds, as well as disfigured and non-functional cocks. But to win a malpractice case, a patient must prove that the doctor breached informed consent or the standard of care, all while complying with the statute of limitations as little as 2 years. It's a high bar. Yeah. Anyways, this goes on and on. So I was looking into vaginoplasty.
Yeah.
So I mean, if the kids are all going to do this,
Yeah.
this is great news. I just absolutely love it. The more,
If this wasn't covered, that's what I was kind of curious about. If this wasn't covered, if this was out of pocket, I don't think it would be nearly as big and lucrative as
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
But the fact that
but it's
people
for
can
their
get it
mental
covered-
health. It's for, you know,
Like, you can't get mental health care in this country, but you can do this. It's
yeah, something's wrong.
yeah. I mean, there should be. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to get it by any stretch, but there has to be some sort of criteria met, waiting periods, things like that.
Well, to act like, hey, what this person does with their body is none of your concern, and ignore
Oh, whoa,
the
whoa.
huge red flags about, and I'm gonna read you some stuff, Troy, and we might giggle a little bit.
Okay.
We might have some fun with some of this, but this is the reality of what you're talking about. When the fucking board member at Disney is talking about, oh, my two children, both part of the alphabet community, one's trans, one's pansexual. She's talking about little kids, and she is dying to get dicks cut off, fake dicks put on. She's dying to do that. She's
wait.
giddy. So what is she giddy about? Well,
Let's see.
let's go through it. The most common vaginoplasty technique is some variation of the penile inversion procedure. In this technique, a vaginal vault is created between the rectum and the urethra in the same location as a non-trans female. Between the pelvic floor, Kegel muscles, and the vaginal lining is created from penile skin. The labia majora are created using scrotal skin,
Okay.
taking ball skin.
Yeah.
And
It's like when you take a sock out of the dryer and it's inside out.
yeah,
And then
sort of,
and
sort
straight-
of.
Put it right back. Yeah. You just roll the end up a little bit for some majora and good to go.
Yeah, that's a second surgery required
okay.
entirely. Yeah, so it's kids. You get to spend a lot of time in the hospital.
Now, if you're going to do this on a kid, are you putting a full size dick on this kid?
That was the email I was going to get to.
oh
with Nick
shit.
later.
Okay, sorry.
No,
Spoiler
you're
alert.
fine. We can
That's-
discuss now that
okay.
you broke the egg.
Yeah.
I thought it was a hilarious thing.
So you put a kid's dick on and you're stuck with that? Or are you going to put a fucking man's cock on that thing that they're going to grow into? There's questions.
Nick's question was, it reminds me of your mom when she'd buy a jacket a couple sizes too big so
Let
you
you
could
grow
wear
into it.
next year in the winter.
Don't worry, you'll grow into it.
And so, yeah, what do you do if you've got, I mean, I don't know how radical they want to get. I don't see an end in sight. So if you do that with a 5-year-old,
I don't know.
I mean, you don't want to have to go through this again in 15 years.
Can you just leave like a seam in the middle so you can just add on to it? Like just keep extending it every few years?
Just screw it on. Just thread it. Just
Coupling
thread
on
the
there.
end of his dick. Yeah, coupling would work.
A head that just pops off, stick another piece on, put the head back on.
Or it could be like the Russian doll, where every couple
Oh,
of years,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, they just
The
add another
reverse.
doll size
Yeah.
to it. And eventually you get a full size and balls.
There you go.
Yeah. So the labia majora created using scrot skin, and the clit is created from a portion of the glans penis. The prostate is left in place to avoid complications such as incontinence. They don't want to mess
Yeah,
with
we
that.
don't want that. Yeah.
Typical depth, 6 inches,
Okay.
with a range of 5 to 6.5 inches. In comparison, typical vaginal depth in non-trans females is between, do you know?
Depth? Mm-hmm. They're bottomless, aren't they? You can go all the way to the fucking up into an ovary if you fucking really get up in there, right?
3.5 to 5 inches.
Is that all it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess technically the vagine, but
Yeah.
I mean, you,
Not saying you can't pound through the
yeah,
back wall.
yeah, exactly.
You know, remodel some
Blow the
shit in
back
there.
out.
Yeah.
Put an addition on the back.
He can add a Florida room to any one of those fucking things. Because the penile inversion approach does not create a vaginal mucosa, so the vagine does not self-lubricate ever.
Ever.
So you got to.
How would it?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Can't
So-
they put something in if you got the pump for the hardness? Then can't you just
Put a pump
little
on the
lube,
other side
Yeah, a
with
little lube
KY
pump in
in
there.
it? Yeah. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
two holsters on your hips.
Exactly.
One to pump that thing back up.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Well,
because they don't.
Well, I'm saying if you can
They'd
put
each have a pump.
if
The
you can
man would have a pump. The woman would have a pump.
right, but what's in the woman's pump?
Nothing.
Lube. There you
yeah,
go. That's what
obviously.
I'm saying.
Yeah. We could do that.
Yeah. One to make it hard, one to make it lubey.
This requires the use of an external lubricant for dilation or penetrative sex. Dilation is a cute word they use for just dildoing the shit out of yourself.
You open her up. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta keep that thing opened up.
We've had kids. I know what dilated is.
Yeah. But they keep saying it like, oh, a dilation technique. It's like, yeah, grab the biggest, veiniest black dildo you can find.
Just keep
That's
it
what
open.
that is.
Yeah.
A common outcome in a single stage vaginoplasty with penile skin positioned between scrotal skin is labia majora that are spaced too far apart. There may also be minimal, if any, clitoral hooding, except in fat patients. So there's no hood, and the opening looks fucking weird.
Oh boy.
So from the standing position, if they're just standing there with the legs together, sort of looks normal.
Yeah. Nothing sticking out.
Yeah. Most results appear acceptable.
Acceptable.
Yeah. Most.
Has there anything been like exquisite? Has there ever been like a Mona Lisa?
Yeah, the one God created. He got it right the first time. However,
Not all of them. But okay. The
Touche.
first one was probably great, but
Yeah.
over time, evolution is
Yeah. Hey, that's
devolved.
Yeah, fair enough. However, upon direct examination or intimate view, the deficiencies discussed above will be apparent. In order to adequately address these deficiencies, a second operation is required.
Okay.
Yay, kids!
Yeah, more money.
Who wants to go to Disney World when you could go back to the hospital for your second vagine surgery? A second labiaplasty provides an opportunity to bring the majora closer to the midline in a more anatomically correct location, provide some adequate clitoral hooding, and define the labia minora.
Okay. Got to have the man in the canoe.
So, immediate post-op considerations. Gauze packing. We're going to stuff that fucking hole.
Yeah, can't let that close up right away.
Yeah.
Like the earring. Can't take that out.
No.
Gotta leave that in there for a while.
No. Gauze packing or stenting device is placed in the vagina and remains in place for 5 to 7 days. Once removed, the patient is instructed in vaginal dilation with dilators generally provided by the surgeon.
Dildos.
Or dildos. You go to your local brown bag store.
Sure.
You can buy whatever you want. You don't have to use the fucking state-sanctioned dildos.
Yeah, I'm sure that's subpar.
Theirs, I believe, have dots on them as it goes up.
So you know where you're at, where you stand. Yeah.
So it's like a measuring stick. How many dots can I get into this
Yeah.
thing, into this wound? Dilation schedules vary between surgeons. Avoid strenuous activity for 6 weeks. Avoid swimming or bike riding for months.
Swimming, huh?
Yeah.
I think that chlorinated water would help.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen if you just leave a cloud trail behind
maybe
you.
it's just all that moving. You're just going to blow it out, just shred
Yeah,
it.
maybe.
Same thing with a bike.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Although if you just had a dildo seat, you could get some of your exercise in and
Yeah.
do your dilating shit.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Resume showering following first post-operative visit. Patting incisional areas dry. Do not submerge in water for 8 weeks.
Standard wound care.
Yeah. So this is what your kids have to look forward to. Wash hands before and after any contact with the genital area. Shower daily. Wipe from front to back to avoid contamination by bacteria from the anus regime.
Okay. If you're not already doing that, we got problems.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Always front to back.
Yeah. Vagine discharge is brownish yellow, should be expected in the first 4 to 6 weeks. Bleeding, spotting should be expected for 8 weeks, so months. Dilation is an important part of recovery. Prior to insertion into this new vagine, ensure the dilator is clean, the dildo.
Yeah. Yep.
Clean the dildo with warm water and antibacterial soap. Rinse well and dry with a clean paper towel or cloth. Apply Surgilube or KY jelly.
Oh, yeah. Surgilube, is that like a
Surgical
kind of
version.
antibacterial or something?
Probably.
In there too, maybe.
Yeah. So apply Surgilube or KY to the dildo prior to insertion. Only use water-based lubrication. Gently insert dilator into the vagine at an angle of 45 degrees until under the pubic bone, then continue inserting straight inward.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of fucking directions with this thing.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
You can't just sit on it. You got to go in like angles and then
Yeah.
Okay.
Expect to feel a small amount of resistance and tenderness. Stop immediately if there's too much.
Define too much.
Hurts.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to,
Fucking plow through.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, they're women now. You know, Used to be a man that can handle pain better.
Yeah, well, but sometimes they got to take a big one.
Yeah.
So
Insert the dildo into the full depth of the vagine and leave in place for 10 minutes.
all the way to the base.
Yeah. So you get that fucking thing crammed in there.
Just 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Okay.
You should be inserting until only 1 or 2 white dots remain outside the vagine. So if you've got 2 white dots left on that, you've gone deep enough.
That's to the base.
You've deep dicked yourself
There
enough.
You go. Yep. Any farther, you'll take part of the bag in there with you.
I wonder if a dick goes too far into that. If you clip a ball, if it really hurts like it does us.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
We get a ball hit. Start doing this 3 times a day.
3 times a day, 10
So,
minutes apiece.
When you're at home with your family,
Yeah.
you'll have to excuse yourself to go in and ram a dildo inside you. And
Dilate, Michael. Dilate.
let it just sit there for 10 minutes. And the alarm goes off and you can
Yeah. You
Pop
can't
it
even
out of
like
there.
bounce on the thing. You gotta just let it sit there. You can't even give it a ride.
Around, man. No, you can't give it a ride.
Come on.
Not yet.
All right.
Start doing this 3 times a day for months.
Short-term pain for long-term gain.
On the day the vaginal packing is removed, you may start using the next size dildo dilator.
Like gauging your ears, just slowly incrementing up.
Yeah. You want to blow that thing out eventually, but then so start using the next size. I'm assuming they're not going smaller.
No.
So now we're going even bigger. You should use the next size for 3 months. Frequency 0 to 3 months after surgery, 3 times a day for 10 minutes each. More than 6 months, 2 to 3 times a week for 10 minutes each time. More than 9 months, 1.5 times a week. If the vagine begins to feel tight, you start churning butter.
Get up in there.
Churning
Don't
butter.
let that thing shut. Don't let
'Cause
it close up.
If it begins to feel tight, you haven't been dildoing enough.
Yeah.
And that is an open wound sore, and it wants to heal. The human body wants to just heal that thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So you're in constant battle for the rest of your life with your body because it's going to constantly want to close.
Imagine just a cut on your arm. You just had to constantly not let it
pull it
heal.
open.
Yeah, just want to keep this cut open the whole
No.
time.
No, get out of here. No, open.
I wonder if it scabs up and shit.
You should use soap and water to cleanse the vagine canal after each dilation. Adherence to the dilation regimen is critical to healing and maintaining depth and girth.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
You got to keep that highway lane blown wide open.
Last thing you want is that thing to narrow down on you.
Yeah.
And limit your options.
Appendix only.
Oh, jeez.
The depth and width of the vagine should be checked regularly as one tapers down the dilation schedule. If it is noticed that vagine depth and width are diminishing, the dildoing sessions need to ramp right back up.
Yeah, let's go 6 or 8 times a day.
Loss of vagine girth due to inadequate dildoing can often be remedied by increasing dildoing frequency. Loss of depth is more difficult to address by dildoing alone. Persistent pain or otherwise problematic dildoing should be discussed with the surgeon. Yeah. Fistulas.
Sorry? I've seen those in the store.
This is where this gets good.
Okay.
Yeah. The most common fistula is the rectovaginal fistula. These usually occur at the midline, within 5 centimeters of the vaginal opening. I'm assuming that's depth into the vagine.
Yep.
And are almost universally the result of surgical injury to the rectum. Small fistulas may only pass flatus, while larger fistulas can allow shit to drain through the vagina.
Oh, okay. So a fistula is like a hole between the two?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the rectum's like, oh, wow, I got a new hole over here.
All
And all of a sudden you're shitting out your vagina hole.
Oh, see, that saves you a step for the Alabama Hot Pocket, though.
Also, it brings a whole new level of fucking challenge to eating out a box.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
Can you imagine?
You thought the fucking time of the month was a problem. You thought the yeast infection was a problem. How about when she's shitting out her vagina?
I just threw up my mouth a little bit.
You should.
Really did.
So, easy fix, not a big deal. Ladies, just a lady.
Yeah.
Don't give up yet. So if you start shitting out your new vagine, a temporary diverting colostomy bag is all you need to be. That's all that may be required for hygiene,
Easy
right?
peasy, yeah, sure.
Dildoing should continue to avoid closure of the vagine, by the way.
Can't at all costs save the vagine.
Yeah.
Keep the cave.
So we might have to put a shit bag off on your hip for a while, but that doesn't mean you get to take a time out from jacking yourself with that fucking veiny dildo.
Oh, then you got to start all over, man.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want the whole thing to close.
Nope.
With the plan to be to repair the fistula in a minimum of 6 months. So they'll let you shit out your vagine for 5.5 months, but at that point, this can't continue.
Sounds like a fucking great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the kids.
Worth it.
Remember when they just went to soccer practice?
Yeah.
Maybe a family vacation in the summer? How fun does
now we're
this
getting
sound?
this.
That's why I wanted
And
to
just think
for
when
all
you're
of them.
just think having to leave school twice a day. Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom again.
Yeah.
Miss Johnson.
There's a line out the door.
I have to go back to the bathroom.
Sorry, I'll be back in no time.
gotta
About
go.
10, 12 minutes.
I have to
think.
dilate.
Yeah. All stalls are filled. No one's taking a shit unless it's out their vagine.
Right.
But they're all just sitting on a post, waiting out their 10 minutes. The alarm goes off, and then the doors open, and 3 more come in.
How many dots do you have?
I got 3 dots today. Oh, I was down to 2 dots today. Just a lady. Granulation tissue. Granulation tissue in the vagine is a result of delayed healing and is common. The need for frequent dildoing in the early post-op period exacerbates the problem by causing repeated trauma to the area of granulation. So you're damned if you do.
Yeah.
Damned if you don't.
Right, dude.
So it's an open wound, and you keep pounding it with this dildo. Mm-hmm. It's making things worse.
Yeah. Short-term pain, long-term gain.
Not to be worried, parents, for your children. The typical complaint is of mildly bloody streaked yellowish discharge.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah,
Wow,
that's
who
it.
can't handle a little bit of that?
Yeah, why not? If you're not shitting out your vagina, maybe you just got some mildly blood-streaked yellowish shit coming out of
your
it.
piss, your shit, your fucking blood all coming out at the same time, out the same hole.
Urinary tractions are commonplace. That's because the urethra is shortened during the vaginoplasty.
Oh.
It's why female cats get more urinary tractions than boy cats.
You mean urinary tract infections?
Yes, urinary tract. What did I say?
Traction?
Oh,
urinary
yeah.
traction? I like the abbreviation. Let's
Yeah.
speed this shit up.
Urinary tract infections. Because boys don't squat their vagines on the rocks and pee right on the rocks like female cats do. And so female cats get more urinary tract infections.
Gotcha.
They shorten the urethra, and now it's getting pissed on a little more problems.
Yeah.
So anyway, I could dig deeper into this if you want more on
pun
this. I can
intended.
give that to you. Yeah.
I see what you did there.
God. And you know what? It's so easy to think of life when you're a child, when you're adolescent, when you're
Oh, the innocence of youth.
dude, it really is why they need so much protecting. But they can't see any further down the road than they've already been,
Yep.
which is 5 years old, 10 years old, 16 years old, 21 years old. It literally takes probably till you're in your 30s before you can go, okay, I'm past that stage. I can make well thought out planned decisions for myself,
Yep,
right?
Absolutely.
But before that, the future is endless. I can do whatever I want. I can be whatever I want. And the only thing I think of with these patients, these kids, if you start doing this to them, which I 100% encourage,
Support.
I just think imagine being 70 and you've got this fucking gash that just wants to close like an earring hole.
Yeah,
and you're
every
still
time. Yeah.
3 times a week jamming some veiny thing up there to keep it going. Holy shit. It just sounds like a nightmare.
Totally worth it.
And who's doing that?
It's all about the mental health, man.
Yeah.
They're going to be so much better off for it.
It's going to open up an entire industry of nurse practitioner care in fucking old folks' homes.
Just fucking jamming, churning butter.
Yeah, they're just going room by room, churning butter. 10 minutes. They're
Roll
just doing
over.
the fucking shake weight on these fucking people. Go to next door, shake weight.
right.
Go next door, paint shaker. And these people are just sitting there in fucking stirrups at 85 years old.
Keep it open.
I'm still just a lady.
Now, what happens if it shuts? You're done? Can't piss?
Yeah, they'll bore another hole around your belly button, and you'll just fucking.
Yeah. Then you got your fucking colostomy bag and all that stuff. Good times.
Good times indeed.
Speaking of insurance,
I don't know that they're going to cover this. I'll be honest with you.
we all need it, and most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business and offers all type of insurance coverages: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. More. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900 and get a free, no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900 and ask for Brent Wasick at Wasick Insurance.
Welcome back, Brent.
Welcome back, Brent.
I'll tell you, folks, Brent, called me in Arizona and was like, whenever it is you decide to come back, I want to be your first sponsor back. I mean, that's that dude.
Yeah.
You know? Such a great guy. I love Brent. He's willing to help in any way he can. Son of a bitch is always on the road, though. He's at an island. I think he's in fucking St. Thomas or something now.
Must be nice.
Yeah, he's in Russia. You guys got to go to Russia.
The fuck I do.
He's like, you'd love it. I'm like, well, the vodka and the party and stuff.
The women.
Maybe. Yeah, the women for sure. But I don't know that now's a great time.
Probably not so good.
Yeah, but he's all over. He and Tara.
I think you could get in with your accent. I think you could pull it off. No problem. They wouldn't even suspect
American
a thing.
citizen. Get the fuck out of way, Ruski.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could fit
You
in
could pull it
easily
off.
because I speak the language, but
no doubt.
it'd be hard for a lot of people, especially if you put what do they call those?
Babushka?
Is it babushka? Mamushka?
Babushka, I think, perhaps.
And then I got to be able to do that fucking dance.
That crazy dance, yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
I can
all
pull that off.
I'm just going to stick with the vodka shots, and that'll prove my worth.
Yeah, if I go over there, I want to go with Bert Kreischer.
Ah, yes.
You know,
The machine.
The machine.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah, if I could convince Bert to go, I'm in.
Deal.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'd go too.
I would.
Elon Musk, Tony Stark,
Yeah.
our guy, he now today became Twitter's largest shareholder.
Did he?
9.2% stake in Twitter. He now has 4 times as many shares as Jack Dorsey, who founded Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. Twitter shares surged about 26% in pre-market trading after the regulator filing released Monday detailing Musk buying the holding. The stake is worth about $2.89 billion.
Ooh, Jesus.
Yeah. So I don't know what this means. This was a developing story, and I haven't gone back to see if there's more development here. This gives him,
What does it really give him?
well, it gives him more seats on the board.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still essentially he's 10%, so it's not like he can really change anything.
Yeah.
If he ever gets to 51% somehow, then perhaps you could implement some change.
Did you hear that?
I think the dog just died.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Scary.
it was
Yeah.
a delivery.
Maybe. Well, he had 2 million people respond to his tweet about do you think Twitter is fair
Yeah.
across the board in who they cancel, who they kick off for their opinions? Oh, boy.
What's that?
And 70% of respondents said no, they're not.
Absolutely legitimate.
Given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, and make no mistake about it, that's what it is. There's
Should've
no
been.
other way.
That was
to
what it was
say
intended to be.
Yeah. Failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done? Is a new platform needed? Hey.
Oh, hi. Wondered what that dog was doing crazy for.
What are you doing here, buddy boy?
I'm back to work.
Nice.
Only 5
okay.
minutes away.
Oh man, we should have coordinated this a little better.
It's bright in here.
Sorry.
Do you
Like
like
the new
it?
lights?
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, look how good you look
Sunglasses.
over there.
Yeah.
Are you happy? Are you
I am,
happy?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
bitched at me solidly.
I mean, you didn't cut the thing off the wire.
Listen,
Not
this
yet.
is temporary,
Temporary.
until I knew you were going to bitch when you got in here. So until we had to move them, until we had to do some stuff, it's just temporary.
All right.
Yeah, I asked
here.
Troy that too, and he goes, dude, do you really think Travis is going to come over here and not have a fucking problem that we're going to have to undo?
See this?
What? Oh, yeah. I know. This is great. Yeah,
Doesn't it feel roomier
It does.
without all the stands in
Some
here?
for activities. Yep.
Exactly.
Well, it's good to see you, buddy.
You too.
How was
Sorry.
your
Just-
vacation?
Got the show.
No, that's okay. I was almost done with this story.
Oh, it wasn't on vacation. We
Oh,
can talk
you were
about that
working.
if you want. Yeah, it was bad. It was like 15-hour day mental exercise. It was bad.
fuck.
And then I didn't.
I almost
get
got
home
him
till
fired. I called him. It's like, I can't talk. I'm going to get...
Saturday morning. So red eye that was delayed 2 hours. Got it Saturday morning at like 9 a.m.
And you missed your wife's birthday.
And with Miss Jennifer's birthday. Yeah, so we're still recovering.
Yeah.
I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did you go again?
Shit?
Tucson.
Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, it's a leadership program thing for internal for the work. Yep.
Oh,
Big stuffing.
yeah. So what I was talking about was Elon Musk becoming the top shareholder for Twitter.
Yeah, I saw the headline. I didn't get to read about it.
What do you think that means?
Well, it's only, what is it, 9% or something?
Yeah.
9.2%.
So it doesn't really give you a
Yeah,
whole lot.
we'll see,
but
but
at least...
yeah.
It's he's doing that for a reason.
Oh, yeah. No, there's...
And I don't know what it is, but I don't know that making it's a problem you and I have discussed many times of building a separate Twitter, right? Because it's just going to be deemed, no matter who does it or what their intentions, it's going to be like, oh, it's the right-wing version, it's the alt-right version of X. So I don't know that you can do that.
And even if it's not even deemed alt-right, it's going to be Coke Zero. You know what I mean? It'll just never be as good as the original.
Well, because the other side, who enjoys all the freedoms Twitter has to offer, like the left, they can say anything they fucking want. They can talk about killing people on the right. It doesn't matter. They
can call
won't get
people
shut down for
Nazis, no
shit.
problem.
Yeah, absolutely. They can literally say anything they want with full protection. And so they're very, 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 very comfortable on that site. There's no alternative where it's like, oh, they're not rational, they're not reasonable enough to be able to like, oh, wow, we have all this freedom on this platform. Everybody should have this. No, they do not want the right to have that freedom.
Absolutely not.
So there's no way they're going to jump from Twitter to
No,
Elon
it'll just
Musker.
become two separate entities, left and right, like everything else.
Yeah. So the only way that you could conceivably fix things is, well, fix Twitter into what it was originally supposed to be. And if he's buying up all this stuff and he's the majority shareholder, I don't know what that means. Does he have to get to 51% before he has any real power?
Yeah, and even then, I don't know
it?
what control you really have. I mean, if you're 51%, can you just come in and just start making wholesale changes?
Hell yeah,
'cause you control the
technically,
board.
Yeah, fuck
Okay.
yeah, you could.
Yep.
But if he's the majority shareholder and I thought he picked up more board seats.
I didn't read it. Sorry.
But what would that mean? I don't understand. What
It means he
what
starts to have more power,
More say,
influence.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if the other 90% is completely the opposite way, then it really makes no difference. But if it's close, and everything we're at is sort of in that 49, 51% margin. So these couple of percentage points, one way or another, can change a lot of things.
Yeah.
Elections, decision making, things like that.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting. I don't know what he's up to. You
But
probably
I like
don't know what
it
he's up
either
to.
way. But I like it. Whatever the fuck it is, I
Anytime
support
that
it.
dude is stirring the
I'm on
pot,
it. Yep.
yeah, and he recognizes the problem for what it is. Like
Exactly. I
lots
believe
of-
his intentions are pure.
Yeah,
I think he's trying to do the right thing.
and lots of conservatives. I've watched it for years.
Yeah.
I tend not to get all that much involved on Twitter, but for years, conservatives have been bitching like, "This is bullshit.
Yeah.
What's going on here?" Like they're shutting, us down like crazy. They're not playing fair. It's not a rule of justice, a rule of law where everyone's treated equal. And that was very, very obvious for many years now. So the idea of someone like him who recognizes that problem and its reality and is willing to jump into that, I'm all for it.
Could you imagine if
'Cause-
him and Bezos and creepy Apple guy and people
Tim
like
Cook.
that actually wanted to make the world a better place?
Yeah.
If they really put their resources towards
forget it.
ending world hunger and things like that, the things they could actually do
Yeah.
if they put their mind to it.
Yep.
What do you see? What do you got over
Well,
there?
I mean, the market was decent today, but did you see their stock? Did you already say this?
What?
Their stock went up 27%.
Tesla's.
Twitter's?
Twitter's. I mean,
I don't know
Yeah.
what Tesla is, but Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
the other
Doesn't
team.
surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. Well, I stepped in it a bit this weekend. I'll be
Yeah?
honest. Yeah, I should not get a cocktail and a half deep and then start responding to shit.
That's
Anyways,
generally smart.
right?
Shut her down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing good
I
happened.
got fucking pissed at Newberg again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
You took an Ambien, right, Mike?
I took an Ambien,
Yeah,
and then I
exactly.
drove down the street naked, and I started yelling the N-word. I don't know what came over me. No, it wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. But he said, so best comedy album Grammy Award went to Louis C.K.
The jerker.
Yeah. And so he And maybe it's just because wasn't he sort of nominated for a Grammy, J. Chris Newberg?
At one point, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe so it's jealousy of that. He didn't
Probably.
win in this category. and CK fucking took him
Fuck
over.
Chris.
He's going to blame his engineer, I guarantee it.
Of course.
Newberg is.
Yeah. If it was engineered proper, he would
If
have
it
won
was
for
mastered
sure.
properly, he would have won
guarantee
for
did.
sure. But no, so he Facebooked out something like, now, here's a comic I can get behind slapping. And I was like, no, dude, no, not cool.
I mean, I get it's a joke, but as a comic, that's a sin. You can't even, like,
Yeah,
you got to protect at all costs,
yeah.
you know, the integrity of that.
Yep.
And so then I said something like, hey, man, I don't know, dude. He fucking asked those chicks if he could pull his dick out and jack off in front of them. They laughed hilariously and said, fuck yes. And he did.
I think
And
that's
so-
where the discrepancy comes in, whether or not he may sound like they didn't have a chance to respond to the answer before he pulled it out and just started going to town.
No.
You mind if I jerk it? Oh, here you go. Too late.
No. Sarah Silverman gave an interview with Stern and said, look, you got to understand, we were animals back then. We were roommates and shit. And that kind of stuff went on all the fucking time, and we found it hilarious.
Exactly.
Hilarious.
And then one
she
person
feels
gets
bad
butthurt
now.
later, and
Well, she feels bad now for contributing to that. But dude, if you've been around,
does she though?
comics,
I mean, does she feel bad, or
says-
does she have to do that to toe the
Maybe.
company line
I don't
to
know.
save some face?
You know, we all sort of grow up and stuff. There's stuff that I thought was hilarious 20 years ago that I don't find as funny now.
But it was hilarious at the time, you know,
Yeah.
and you're not going to do it now, but it doesn't mean that you necessarily regret it.
Yeah.
You know, it.
You know, Louis C.K., and here's the other thing. If you want to cancel people, and, you know, Newberg and I argued back and forth about canceled, you know, like he claims Louis wasn't canceled. I'd say, the FX show with Tig Notaro, he was blown out of that. He
Yeah.
fucking launched that. Louis show blown out. Management blown out. Production team gone. You know,
He didn't
for
have a
years-
special for
yeah.
2 years or whatever.
Right.
At least.
But, you know, Chris will just say, well, he was making money other ways behind the scenes. It's like, dude, okay, whatever. But
Define canceled then.
yeah, he was fucking canceled.
Yeah.
And I
banished
said,
to Mars.
there's a massive difference between Harvey Weinstein, in my opinion, and Louis C.K. Then Michelle got involved, and I love me some Dion.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. And you
Lovely
know,
and talented Michelle Dion.
yeah, and she came from a female perspective, which I was willing to listen to, and it opened my eyes to some things that it's hard because I would never dream of doing that to a girl. I've never done that to a girl. I would never fucking dream of asking a girl, "Do you mind if I jack off in front of you?" Like that just would never happen ever. So it's hard for me to. But I know, being around a lot of comics, they're fucking crazy. A lot of them are batshit.
Oh yeah.
Wild, crazy.
And it's about pushing boundaries too, and
Right.
and doing the crazy shit.
Yeah.
To get the laugh, to go the extra yard.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I don't know. Louis came out at the time and said, because there was the New York Times article, he admitted he'd masturbated in front of non-consenting women multiple times over a period of years, and those rumors were true.
Okay. Well, then non-consenting changes
Yeah.
that.
At the time, I said to myself that what I did was okay because I never showed a woman my dick without asking first.
Okay.
But what I learned later in life, too late, is that when you have power over another person, asking them to look at your dick isn't a question, it's a predicament for them.
Okay. I mean, so nobody can ever, fuck down.
Right?
Really? You know what I mean? If that's what you're saying, then nobody can ever fuck down. If you fuck somebody that you have any power or authority over, no matter how consensual, no matter how real, is wrong.
Right.
So
Unless it's Bill Clinton.
it's a fine line.
Unless it's Bill Clinton. I heard someone today on one show or something I was listening to saying, why is it still referred to as the Monica Lewinsky scandal? That was a Bill Clinton fucking scandal. She was a 22-year-old intern. But that's the way society treated that story.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Hillary fucking Clinton still treats it that way.
Of course.
Monica was no victim, really. But,
I mean, how do you know? Maybe she was all about that dick and just couldn't wait to put
So
that
what?
thing in her fucking mouth. Well,
22-year-old intern, the president of the free world. I mean, that's a...
listen, I know, but if she's all about that dick,
Yeah.
again,
Come on, man. I wasn't going to turn down that dick. Shit.
Just
She
saying.
wanted that cigar and snatch.
Not all
Who am I?
circumstances are
Who am I
created
to-
equal. That's
Who am
all.
I to deny her that fucking
Yeah.
cigar and
Now, if
snatch?
he's saying, "Hey, come here and
And
suck my
fuck
dick,"
Miss Heinrich's blue dress too, man. That thing's worth like $1 million. That's a fucking art piece.
he looks good in that dress.
Shit, I came all over that fucking dress. Sorry, Miss Heinrich. I owe you one. Yeah.
I just don't think there's a standard. I don't think it's an automatic. Is my point. That it's not just across the board, no matter what, it's not okay.
Oh,
because
people
it's not,
want absolutes,
I
though.
know they do. So fuck them. But it's not. It's just not that. It's just not that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, can it be wrong? Yes. Is it wrong a lot of times? Sure. But is it automatically wrong? No, it's not.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think the fact that you're even asking permission, but I don't know what that level is. If you're all comics together, this one's just more popular than
Yeah.
you.
It's not like
So
it's like, hey, if you watch me jack off, I'll get you more stage time.
Yeah.
It's not, you know.
And
it
that
wasn't
went on all the fucking time in the belly room and
Everywhere.
shit like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Harvey.
Yeah.
I mean, that's predatory.
so if
Doing
if
this
you-
is fucking around.
I
mean,
got the idea that these guys were clowns living together and crazy.
Yep.
And, every comic has that story. I guarantee Newberg has those stories.
I'm sure.
Newberg was a fucking rock star too.
Yep.
Okay. He's had his moment. So have we. So I don't know how you, and I'm going to be on his show, by the way, Wednesday. He wants me to come on and
Nice plug.
talk about all this shit. So I'll go on Heroin Has on Wednesday and mix it up with the lovely and talented. I demanded she be there.
Perfect.
Maybe
And
I'll
so-
publish it.
We're gonna need
What's
a buffer.
that?
Maybe I'll publish it.
There you go.
Let's see how it goes.
But yeah, and we'll talk about all this kind of stuff, but because it is a spectrum. People love using the term spectrum.
Yeah, it's true.
Not all fucking can I pull my dicks out are the same.
Right.
And with that particular Louis C.K. one, and he goes on to say, there is nothing about this that I forgive myself for, and I have to reconcile it with who I am, which is nothing compared to the task I left them with. The hardest regret to live with is what you've done to hurt someone else, and I can hardly wrap my head around the scope of hurt I brought on them. I don't know how real that is, that statement.
It's a
I believe-
statement.
It sounds like a statement he said, he wrote.
Yeah. I mean, if you do inflict pain or hurt on somebody, then that is a real problem. But if these women are actually traumatized by this and triggered by dick now, then okay, you cross the line. But if I don't know, again, it's not all created equal. There's situations where it's not okay, and there's situations where there are. And I'll fight anybody that says it's not true.
Well, it is true, but everyone wants to have like a cut. And here's the thing: if you want people to change and be sincere about it, not under threat of cancel everything you've ever worked for your entire life, and no path to redemption, right?
None. Zero.
We're a forgiving nation. So when he comes out with a statement like that, you can go, wow, this motherfucker sat in timeout for 2 years and thought about some stuff. And he's taken full responsibility for that. He's trying to build a career back. He's extremely talented. He was literally the #1 comic on planet Earth when they took him down.
Yeah. He was in my top 5 for
So
sure.
if you're not willing to forgive him from a statement like that, then what do we do? People that go to prison get let out, and the thought is there's some redemption there and bring them back into society, hope they've learned a lesson. This guy never hurt anybody physically. No. As
In
far
all
as I know,
honesty-
if there's way more to this story, please tell me.
I think he was a
But-
bit of collateral damage in that whole Me Too movement.
Yeah, he was the
they were
start of
just
it.
they were looking for, the people to take down
Yeah.
with that whole thing. And he was public enemy #1 for it, even though his sin was not albeit that bad.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Now
It doesn't seem to have phased his comedy. We watched his special, Sorry,
yep.
week or so
Is that
ago.
what it's called? Sorry.
Sorry, yeah. That's not what he won the Grammy
Sorry.
for. He won the Grammy for a different special, I think. But we watched the Sorry one. And he has not lost his edge.
No.
He's still going after, and saying crude shit.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's what it is.
And
It
Chris-
would be disingenuous to change because of something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't his comedy that got him in trouble. It was taking out his dick.
Yeah.
So why would
Yeah.
he change his comedy?
But he still talks about taking out his dick in comedy,
Yeah.
which is where it'd be like, probably don't want to fucking even touch on that subject.
well, and then it takes
That's what I mean when
it
I
takes
say that.
balls to be able to do that.
Yeah.
To be able to hit it head on. Don't avoid it. Lean into it.
And
Make a joke out of it.
Chris Newberg's excuse to me was, I never really liked his comedy. I'm like, well, that's a shitty argument for a comic to make.
Comedy is subjective.
Yeah, like,
He's been steadfast in it though. He's
Yeah.
never
Well, that's-
never liked the guy.
Well, that's fine.
So
yeah.
give him that.
He's been like that with Dane Cook too.
Yeah.
Louis, I don't know Louis. I don't know if Chris knows Louis personally. Very well could. I think
I saw you compared it to the Seinfeld thing. That's just not his.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it. Doesn't
Which
get
I don't
that
get
comedy
either.
or whatever. And again,
And
it's
I'm with-
subjective. That's fine.
I'm with Newberg 100%.
But whether you like his
Seinfeld's comedy is shit. I don't
Whether
like
or not
any
you
of
like his comedy or not should be
irrelevant.
irrelevant in the scheme of whether it was okay or not.
Yeah.
You know that it shouldn't change that.
Agreed.
Right. So, if you're a good comic, your shit's forgiven. If you're a bad comic, then you're punished. It's
Right.
like, no, the act is what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
I think Newberg's just gotten wiser and more mature.
Well, he
And
is
so
old.
he he recognizes some of these comics that he knows for what they are,
Yeah.
and they're shitty people,
Yeah.
or they're really creepy people, and they prey on younger people. And he's not going to call it out anymore.
Happy 30th birthday, Michelle. Sorry.
Oh, that's a good one. That was a good one. Hey, what's the house rule?
It's funny. Say it.
Yeah, it was fucking funny. I guarantee Newberg even laughed at that.
I hope so.
You familiar with the Razzies?
Oh, it's like the antithesis of like the Emmys or
It's-
Grammys or something, right?
It's,
The shitty
it's
stuff.
called the Golden Raspberry Awards. It's the ugly cousin of the Oscars.
Okay,
is
yeah.
what they call it.
Yeah.
Tongue in cheek, lighthearted, and they give out, their version of award for the shittiest acting performance.
Oh, right.
At the year, so right around the same time as the Oscars, they're giving out their fucking gongs for best producer, best director, best actor, actress, whatever. These guys give out the Razzies, the worst cinematic underachievements of the year.
Okay.
So actor Bruce Willis was awarded a Razzie on Saturday, but now, in the wake of his family announcing the actor's aphasia diagnosis, the organization will be rescinding his award.
Okay. I can respect that. In all honesty.
Yeah.
Reality. Like he sucked. Oh, okay, he sucked because he doesn't know his fucking name. Okay, my bad. I thought he just sucked.
Yeah.
Well, we'll pull that. I can respect that.
Yeah, if someone's medical condition is a factor in their decision-making and or performance, we acknowledge that it is not appropriate to give them a Razzie, co-founders John Wilson and Mo Murphy said in a statement. This year's Razzies categories included a special worst performance by Bruce Willis in a 2021 movie category.
Jeez. So they had to pick which one was the worst of them.
With all 8 movies he made on the docket.
Holy shit. He had 8. His handler was busy. Oh, my God.
Willis, he ended up winning for,
He did 8 movies?
yeah,
Good Lord.
Cosmic Sin, which was described as more Bruce Willis than any starving viewer could stomach. This is not the first time. So they also announced they were taking back the Razzie nomination of Shelley Duvall for her performance in The Shining.
Really?
She received the nomination 42 years ago. We have discovered that Duvall's performance was impacted by Stanley Kubrick's treatment of her throughout the production. This was done in response to an interview Duvall gave to The Hollywood Reporter last year, detailing her traumatic experience shooting The Shining with Stanley Kubrick. Knowing the backstory and the way Stanley kind of pulverized her, I would take that back. We're willing to say, yeah, maybe that shouldn't have been nominated. Everybody makes mistakes. That's being human. I agree, T. I like this story a lot.
Yeah. Good for them. I mean, it should be lighthearted. It should be in good fun,
Yeah.
and making fun of it. And Bruce Willis being what he is, if he had all his faculties and
Yeah.
just goes out and lays an egg, then, then he's fair game.
It's almost elder abuse, though, in a way. Like, why is your family letting you go out and do these movies where you walk on set and you go, I know why you're here. I know why you're here.
Yeah.
Well, why am I here? Like, you don't even know why you're there. Your family has to be aware of that. He doesn't need the fucking money. I mean, why would you send him
Maybe
out
that's
to
why he
do-
did 8 movies last year, to go out and get one last fucking payday before he shut it down.
Crossed my mind. Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Because who else has ever done 8 fucking movies in a year?
yeah. But that means you're doing 8 shitty movies in a
Well,
year.
whatever. They all pay.
Yeah. They don't pay what Bruce Willis normally got.
Well, yeah, because he can't do one good Die Hard movie.
I know.
He's got to do 8 shitty
that's
movies
why I
to
say
make up for it.
It's almost elder abuse. It's like what Jill Biden is doing to Bowl of Soup. Like, what the fuck are you traipsing this guy around for? Just go sit in a rocking chair in Delaware.
Oh.
What are you doing? Acting like this guy can run the free world. Stop it.
It's not her fault. She didn't elect him.
Well,
She's just got to. She's the guy with the earpiece telling him his lines.
Yeah.
He's the one just running around keeping him in check.
Yeah.
It's not her fault.
Well, it is Jill Biden's fault in a way because she could easily take the ball and go home. You know, you could go, no, we're not doing this, Joe. We're not. You're not in any way, shape, or form
listen.
ready for this fucking gig.
For one, I appreciate that she's not
Yeah.
because of what would happen if she did.
Oh, I mean before he ran.
Oh.
I don't mean now. There's nothing you can do now.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, I think whatever. Ego, money, power, all
Yeah.
that shit, fame,
Yep.
all
Yep.
play into that.
Will Smith announces he's resigned from the Academy. What does that even mean?
Nothing.
Who cares?
I-
Honestly, I don't know what that.
I don't know.
Does that mean you don't get to go to their cool luncheon
I don't know.
every week?
Does it mean you get to make movies still? Probably.
Yeah,
course.
of
I mean,
course.
it's not like being. I mean, you're not. You didn't resign from like SAG, right, or after, or whatever that shit is.
Yeah,
like
SAG,
the union.
Screen Actors.
Yeah. But isn't that so? It's just the Academy or whatever that he's resigned from. Is it?
He announced Friday he's resigned from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. I have directly responded to the Academy's disciplinary hearing notice, and I will fully accept any and all consequences for my conduct. My actions at the 94th Academy Awards presentation were shocking, painful, and inexcusable. And yeah, your target anger was put on the wrong guy.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
This has everything to do with your wife banging other
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah.
And you being the nation's best cuck.
Yeah, you're tired of eating
know,
cream pies, and you took
yeah.
it out on Chris Rock.
Yeah. You totally took that on Chris
Yeah.
Rock. And it became painfully obvious to see that, you know, he should have won Best Actor as, you know, in the cuck category.
Yeah.
And that would have been more appropriate.
Oh, wait,
But no.
but if he's, why is he resigning? Because he went on stage and slapped Chris Rock, right?
Yeah.
Well, he did that before he won his award.
Mm-hmm.
Then he should give his fucking award back. He should have resigned immediately, retroactively to the slap. From the moment he got out of that chair is when he should have resigned from it, and
Do
he
you
should have to give
be
it back.
a part of the Academy to
I would think
get
so.
the award?
I would think so. I don't know how that all works, but I'm going to assume.
So, but hold on. When Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wrote Good Will Hunting, that was their first thing ever.
Yeah.
And that went through. So before that movie was out and it became the smash hit that it was, would they have been Academy members at that point?
I don't know
guess
what it
is
takes
no.
to get- I
And
don't
they
know.
won the Academy Award for Best Picture that year.
Well, they give, I mean,
Google that. Do you have to be an Academy?
well, I mean, yeah, because
member
they give
to win an
Academy,
Academy
Awards
Award?
for everything, for cinematography, for best
But those
score.
people are
for
probably
all
all
those
members.
people. Maybe
Yeah.
not. I mean,
Yeah, it's like being a SAG member. or,
What about? Well, I mean, what about the foreign films that win stuff? They're Academy members, all that stuff. Everybody.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Well, then by your own volition, then they would have to have been. If they won, then those guys are all.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you probably don't, which discredits your argument that you don't necessarily need to be a member to win an Academy Award. Will Smith got that award weeks and months before the slap happened.
Well, right.
For his performance.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
it was,
to me,
but-
it's like melting down OJ's Heisman. I didn't agree with that either. Like, no. He won that award. You can take it from him, you know, but
did Sean Penn smelt his down yet?
he fucking better. I don't know if he's home yet. That's the problem.
Okay,
Is there anything that you can find, Trav, that says?
we'll put that one in the Strana file.
Yeah,
and
well,
find
no,
out what-
what it did say on Google, you know how they give you like before you click on the page.
Yeah.
But then I clicked on the page. There's all kinds of garbage. I was
Yeah.
trying to read through it really quick, but they say Academy Award nominees are automatically considered for membership. So it's kind of backwards to your or you know, it's
So
backwards.
they
okay.
automatically consider them
and do not require sponsors, which is
Okay.
part of what I was reading about. You have to have two
So
sponsors.
if you
and all
to
this
get
crap.
if you're nominated, they put you in to be as soon as you're nominated.
right. So I
But
suppose if
you
you wins
can be
another
in,
award,
you can
does
be
that mean he's
in.
in again.
Well, you could be in and not win an award.
So this is like the golfer yesterday who won the Texas Open and gets automatically
Into the Masters.
into the Masters.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I guess.
Which would make sense if you've got a movie that comes out, because it probably
You're
is the Matt
nobody.
Damon fucking
Yeah.
rule. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
you come
What was
in
that?
out
What
of
was
the
that
blue.
like Japanese one or whatever that won? I forget, it was a weird name or whatever. That won all the shit a couple years ago.
No, I don't
last
know.
year or 2 years ago, but whatever. But I'm like, there's no way they were like members. Like the whole thing was subtitles. It was totally a Japanese thing. Like they didn't give a shit about the Academy Award, the Academy
Yeah.
over there.
Well, maybe they do because there's been a foreign films category forever. So maybe there's some. I don't know. I just don't know enough about it. But you know what the funny thing is? We do have someone very close into the Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick Antonucci's brother is the
Oh, that's right.
vice president of
is?
the
Oh,
Academy of Motion Pictures.
it is right. I forgot.
Only because he didn't want to be the president and have to be on the front and be the face
Yeah.
of any time there
That's
was
a
a
good
problem.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a total fucking. Well, I don't want to say too much, but yeah, we should maybe. I'll try to get a hold of him, and we could. He's probably not going to have any comment. Might be worthless.
I don't know that it's worth an interview to find out if you have to be a member to get nominated or not.
No, not just that. It'd be interesting to talk to the vice president of the Academy.
Sure.
You know,
Get his take on the slap.
or any of the shit over the years. You know. Anyway, he goes on to say, my actions were shocking, painful, and inexcusable. The list of those I have hurt is long and includes Chris, his family, many of my dear friends and loved ones, all those in attendance, and global audiences at home. I betrayed the trust of the Academy. I deprived other nominees and winners of their opportunity to celebrate and be celebrated for their extraordinary work. I'm heartbroken. I want to put the focus back on those who deserve attention for their achievements and allow the Academy to get back to the incredible work it does to support creativity and artistry in film. So I am resigning my membership in the Academy and will accept any further consequences the board deems appropriate. Change takes time. I'm committed to doing the work to ensure that I never again allow violence to overtake for any reason.
Yeah. Well,
It's a good apology.
it is. It is. And I mean, like I said,
a few days too late.
I saw both sides of it. He was out of line, but I can see doing stupid shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Emotion takes over and you react. It's hard to control yourself in the moment when you're reacting.
Yeah.
It just is. That's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
But it was a long time for him to get up and walk up to that stage and then still slap him. And not at some point in that 10 seconds or whatever it is to go.
We've all seen that in the bar.
Or even just
where
walk up there
two
and-
guys square up.
Yeah. Like neither one of them want to get punched in the fucking face. That's
Yeah.
the difference. Is like, oh, we want to go. Like, God damn it, I don't want to get hit. You want to
Yeah.
get hit? All right.
Fuck off.
Buy you a beer? No. But I mean, like that was to still walk up there and do that, go through that whole thing, you know. But and the irony is that I just don't know how it wasn't genuine. That's the problem I have with this whole fucking thing, because his initial reaction was to laugh. He didn't get mad. He didn't get mad until Jada got mad, and then he puffed up to go do it for her. It wasn't.
Right.
I would have a lot more respect and understanding for it if that was his pure
Yeah.
reaction to it. Is that it wasn't?
But wouldn't you say it's fair to say, like, if me, you, and Hat were sitting in here and I said something fucking hilarious and your initial reaction was to laugh, and then you look at her and she's breaking down?
Yeah, but then it's fine. But I'm not going to get up and go slap you for that. I might fucking cuss you out. I might do that. But
Yeah.
like the only way that's even
But
remotely
don't you think that
acceptable.
would change your perspective? Because
yes.
you go, oh,
Yes.
shit, she really was hurt by that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the only justification of a reaction like that is if it's pure.
pure.
If it's your reaction.
Yeah.
Not to, oh shit, she's mad.
Yeah.
Right? Because now it's for show. It wasn't what your reaction was. Your gut wasn't to protect her. It wasn't to defend her.
Yeah.
That wasn't your gut reaction. You
Yeah.
know, you saw that it hurt her, and then it affected you, and then in that moment you made a decision.
You made a decision.
Right. Now I have to go do this, which is probably why he went overboard
Yeah.
to compensate for that.
Yeah. That could be.
Yeah.
It's not a bad take.
Yeah.
I like that, because I was struggling to get where you were coming from, because I was thinking his initial reaction was based on the fact that he saw her. But no, you're right.
Yeah. No, he
made a
laughed.
decision after he saw her.
And then saw her and went, oh yeah, shit, that's not funny.
Yeah. The I saw red moment never happened.
Exactly. No.
Yeah.
She saw red and made him take her red up on stage.
Yeah.
That's what that was, which
good point.
takes away from it because it wasn't. It was for show. Is
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
You know, I said that performance that he did between that and his speech was probably better than whatever he won the fucking award for.
Yeah. But I think with that apology, and he said, this goes back a long time before to my upbringing. And
No, it comes back to all the dicks that she's been taking.
right. Probably true. But if he says that can't be the way an entitled fucking elitist prick handles
Yeah.
this type of moment, and I'm going into anger management, whatever, to learn how to behave even when my blood gets boiling.
Sure.
And he does that work. I have no problem with Will Smith coming back into
I have none either. I don't think you
Academy
should
or
have
whatever.
I don't think you should be canceled or anything by any
No.
stretch. I mean,
No.
you know,
We're
there's
not-
got to be some discipline or some repercussions for your actions.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just do that and have nothing happen.
Well,
But
I don't know.
Was it so egregious that you never get to work in this town again? No.
And I don't know what that means. I don't know what your privileges are for being in the academy. So does it mean you get a car every year? Does it mean you get fucking,
Well, they already started canceling this
I don't
shit.
know.
Maybe it was just a preemptive strike.
Yeah.
What can I do to get out in front of this?
Yeah.
You already fucked up when you didn't apologize to Chris, at
Mm-hmm.
the time. You could have probably done a lot of damage control in the moment.
Yeah.
And you didn't. You could have left.
yeah.
And the fact that they say they asked him to leave is hilarious.
yeah.
I knew that. I didn't even see the video. I knew that was bullshit.
Yeah.
Like they're going to ask him to leave, and he's like, "The fuck I am. I'm the Fresh Prince. I'm staying.
Yeah.
Chris was wrong, not me."
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But
But I don't know what that means. Like when he says,
just-
whatever more disciplinary action
has no control
the
over it.
academy takes, I will accept. Well, I don't know what.
they could take
I don't
it
know what
back.
that means.
If they want, they could take it back.
Who cares?
Exactly.
Everyone knows he won it.
Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
It's stupid, but it's damage control, is what it is. I mean, I hope it's sincere, and I believe it to be sincere on some level.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't think he's an asshole. I don't think that he's violent by nature. I think
Yeah.
the fact that he slapped him is hysterical.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like I
almost
said,
worse.
it was. I mean, like.
Oh.
Right. If you go up there, if you're really mad, if it was his, see, that's the difference. If that was a reaction because he went up there and slapped him for Jada.
Yeah.
If it was his moment,
It's so true.
He would have walked up there and
slapped him.
punched him in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Is what he would have done. He
Yeah.
open hand slapped him.
Open hand slap is so much more insulting, though.
Yeah.
Because if Chris Rock takes one to the cheek and goes down, you just go, "Oh shit, he got jacked." But
Yeah.
getting slapped about the face,
Right.
it's just hilarious.
And the reality is that in the eyes of the law, there's no difference between a closed
No,
fist punch and an
assault
open
is
hand
assault.
slap. It's assault. So, whatever.
We'll go out with one more story. Go ahead.
You have an annual physical to make sure that you're healthy. What do you do to make sure that you remain financially fit? Mark and Jay at LPL Financial specialize in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. Call today at 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark or Jay.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
When I say the name Hope Solo, do you think
Meat
first-
curtains.
So the
Meat
honest,
curtains.
the very first thing you think of is
Meat
not
curtains.
World Cup winner,
Meat curtains.
Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
I was thinking to
Chef.
myself, Hope Solo. What should be the first thing that pops in my mind? And it's an Arby's roast beef sandwich.
Yeah.
It just fucking is.
Yeah.
And her vagine almost looks delectable. Like I
With
honestly,
some Arby's sauce.
Arby's sauce, horsey sauce, whatever your jam is.
Some curly fries.
It legitimately looked that tasty.
Chase that bitch down with some Jamocha shake. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I could go for that right now.
Oh, with or without the cheddar.
There was a there was a missed opportunity for promotion here, cross promotion between Arby's
Yeah.
and Hope Solo.
Do you think she would take that?
if they offered the Hope Solo meal and it was a gigundous roast beef, the biggest one they've ever made,
Just no bun, just a pile of roast beef.
they just give you a pound and a half of roast beef in a pile.
What's with it like some horsey sauce in the middle, drizzled in horsey sauce? Isn't that the white one?
Yep. Oh my God! Yeah, I would fucking go there and buy. Yeah, I'd like the Hope Solo combo please for the Jamocha shake. I mean, they cross promote everything. The skiers
Yeah.
have the lip balm ads.
Yeah.
If Hope Solo didn't see a fucking perfect match at Heaven with Arby's,
Right, no doubt.
her team failed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, she had a rough Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dewey.
Yep, she got a little dewy, got a little shit-faced, passed out in a Walmart parking lot.
Oh, good thing she was by herself.
No, she had her twin kids with her. Yeah. She was charged with DWI, resisting, and misdemeanor child abuse. Did you know her name is Hope Amelia Stevens?
No.
Yeah, so in the charging papers, documents, they call her Miss Stevens. I'm like, no, it's Miss Vagine or Miss Solo.
Yeah, where'd Solo come from?
Han Solo? Ham Solo?
Ham sandwich Solo.
That's what the boys called her back in the day. Ham sandwich Solo. So, yeah, police said officers with the Winston-Salem Police Department arrested Hope on Thursday in the parking lot. She had her 2 children in the vehicle with her at the time of this offense. She was processed and subsequently released from the detention center. Following the arrest, Hope Solo's attorney, Rich Nichols, released a statement saying, there's more to this story, okay?
Of course.
Yeah.
Ambien.
Yeah. On the advice of counsel, neither Hope nor her blown the fuck out Vagine can speak about this situation.
Okay.
She wants everyone to know her kids are her life, and she was released immediately and is now at home with her family. That the story is more sympathetic than the initial charges suggest, and that she looks forward to her opportunity to defend against these charges.
Did I hear that she was passed out for an hour?
Yeah, with the car running.
Yeah, in the car
Kids
with
in
the
back
kids
seat.
in the back.
And then resisted arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're my life.
Yeah.
All about the kids, man. All
She
about
has
the kids.
Several arrest charges, too. Didn't she beat the shit
She
out
had
of her?
assault. Yeah.
Was it her step
Domestic
brother or something?
I thought it was the guy. I thought it was the husband or boyfriend or
Her
whatever.
nephew. She might have had one.
I thought that. Yeah, I thought she had a domestic too, where she fucking did that.
She beat the shit out of her 17-year-old nephew. And the only reason they dismissed that is because he refused to press charges.
Yeah.
So family gets involved because,
Chris Rockham.
she's going
So
through.
they're 2 years old. They'll remember. They'll have like this weird memory.
Yeah, they won't.
You think so?
I'm trying to remember my first memories were I can remember crawling
Can you really?
100%.
Really?
Oh my God, dude, that's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ,
I don't
no.
remember shit.
I don't remember fucking high school, Travis.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
I remember my parents' first home. Yeah.
On the
Barely.
mic, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
On the mic. son
Oh,
of a bitch.
sorry.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It must be the chair.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it must be.
Really, I remember being 5 years old and having a giant rattlesnake in our backyard, and the sheriff coming out and blowing that thing in half, and it's still squirming around on the ground. And then they just threw it in the garbage can and put the lid on top of it, metal garbage can. I remember that. That's like my first
Yeah.
memory at 5 years old. I don't remember shit before
But that was a pretty traumatic memory, right?
They just blew the thing in half in our backyard
pretty traumatic
with us
story
standing
for
there.
a kid.
Back up.
Maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe
Back up
too soon.
10 feet. Boom. And just blew this fucking thing away.
The Wild Wild West.
Yeah. My dad was stationed in Texas, down in, not Woodby Island, but
That's
one of the
how they do it
islands
down
down there. And so we had to live on there.
South Padre?
No. But yeah, but that's what I remember. Is the sheriff coming out, fucking big old cowboy hat on, just being like, boom. You're like, oh, fuck. Yeah, crazy. And then I remember going to California and staying with my grandma, but taking a flight by myself at 5 years old. And the air stewardesses loved me. They were smoking hot back then.
Yeah.
And going to McDonald's and meeting Ron McDonald. And then my gram took me to the movie Zorro. And then she made me a Zorro costume. And I made Z's in the backyard with a stick.
Okay.
It was the best. And then my
sounds-
grandpa and I shared a beer.
Okay.
Those are my memories.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
That's good.
But before that, and then there's a giant gap between that and yesterday.
40.
Barely remember anything in between,
Yeah,
but
right.
those I remember. Mm-hmm. All right, should we do some email?
Let's do it.
All right. Steven says, "What up, fags?" I don't know if you're allowed to use that word.
I know.
We haven't gotten our fag card yet from TDC's Woke Bay.
Yeah.
Glad I can finally be docked with you boys through Patreon. I had a thought regarding promoting the show. I think you should consider getting on as a guest or bringing in guests of other shows. Cross promotion, it works. Get on it. I want to see the show sustain and succeed for many years to come. Keep up the great work. Steve, Columbus, Ohio.
All right, Steve. Oh, from the taint of the country.
Yeah.
Not to shit on the listener, but
Oh, you can do what you want. Darren, do you trust the Darren? Darin?
I don't even know how to process that.
Yeah.
Doreen.
If he's going to spell it weird, we might as well pronounce it
Yeah,
weird.
Doreen.
Dareen. All right, Dareen. You're the one that made this confusing. Dareen,
Exactly right.
not us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like Jada could have wore a wig and skipped this whole fucking thing.
Yeah,
you could have just
true.
ate shit and put Darren.
Not a boner ad.
Oh.
Proop's voice and Sparky.
I'm an electrician. See what you did there.
Bang.
Okay.
Okay. Give him props for that. Nice Asian voice as I'm getting on a call with my team in China.
Timing is everything.
This is not the first time I've heard this. Ooh. You guys are great. Glad to hear you having fun again. Smiley face, Darren from a fucking island.
Oh, well, good for you,
I don't
Darren.
know what island.
Dareen on an
is in.
island.
I'm not calling him Darren anymore. Doreen is in. I don't know.
Yeah.
But hey,
Okay, good enough. Somewhere in the South Pacific, perhaps.
perhaps. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Oh boy,
Butch and Sundance.
who's who?
Immutable. Click. That's the sound of me moving down one Patreon level. Your most obedient, humble servant, NFL Bob.
Ah, damn it! I knew we knew that was going to be a problem.
I knew it was going to be a problem. Big time.
Innumerable?
Innumerable.
What? Oh, because you stumbled on it.
Yeah, I sure did.
Hey, don't we get any? I've nailed all these for the record. I stumble on my own stuff, but
I'm going to give Nick Beverly his due, even though he
Okay.
just stole his thunder.
I did.
I fucking laughed out loud at this. Early trans surgeries. This is hilarious to me. I'm picturing when your mom would buy you a winter coat a couple sizes too big so you could wear it next year too. Are they giving the kids adult-sized dicks they can grow into? Love the show. That's a great thought.
It is. It's a legit question.
Make a fucking 5-year-old boy into a girl and just give her giant double D's and let her just fucking fall over. She's gonna have to learn how to
Right?
rewalk.
You're not going to want to do this in a few years, so we're just going to take care of it now.
The woke bay. We'll go out on the woke bay.
Oh, okay.
I have more emails. We'll get to them tomorrow.
That's good. I like all this emails.
Yeah, Walters at DetroitCast.com. It's one of my favorite things. And
It's great interaction.
I noticed someone said, hey, you telling people to comment and share and like wherever they see content is starting to work. You're seeing more of it. And I noticed that too. And that is very, very important for reasons that go way above my head.
Yep.
But for getting into the algorithm, it's important that you hit the like button.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button, whatever. Share it with people. It's all of that is so fucking important. Make a comment. I don't give a shit what you say.
Yep.
Fuck off, assholes. I don't care. Say whatever you want. Make a comment on a funny joke you heard.
Yep.
Make a comment on something that pissed you off. Make a comment on Sexy Isis, on T-Roy the Electric. I don't care. Just be
Something,
doing it.
anything, yeah.
It all helps.
Activity helps, right?
And all the nerds are saying it to me.
Yep.
All the nerds in concert are going, dude, you have to do this more, not at the hour 27 mark of the
They're
show.
trying to hold us back, man.
Yeah.
Let's go. Unite.
All right. Let's see. From Detroit Cast's Woke Bay, TDC's Woke Bay.
Goddamn, Ted named us again. Son of a bitch.
Sorry about that. Hell yeah. I'll clarify some things for your from your reading of my emails. I see the confusion. It's just he, him these days. As for the fag passes, it's a little card that negates anyone coming after you for use of the word fag. Next time someone approaches you for saying fag or anything along those lines, you whip out that card and tell them, I'm friend of the community, fag. If they continue to argue, I'm well armed and know a lot of strong gay dudes who can rough up would-be assailants. P.S. I've ended up coming out of the confusion of being late teens, early 20s, and just went pan-bisexual. The gay community these days is so toxic. If you're not 100% on board with the agenda, it's kind of forcing me out and seeking relationships in more sane areas.
Yeah, that's good inside information.
Yeah.
Although if somebody
it's good
came
to
after
have-
me for saying fag, I think I could whip out more than my fag card and get out of it.
Yeah.
It's just a guess.
Probably. No, I like having people on the
I do
inside.
too, of course.
If we, the more warriors we have infiltrating those places that can keep us up to date on the latest lingo, the latest shit, whatever's going on.
Definitely.
I have no ill will towards the geek.
But I'll take that fag card. It's good to have just in case.
Yeah,
Get that
my-
jail-free card.
Dude, I have my white privilege card.
Get out of rape
Why
free
not?
card.
I had for years. I had my what was that?
A memory?
No,
Trying to go back too far.
I'm going back too far. No, someone signed me up on when I was at the Drew and Mike show, and it arrived my official NAMBLA card,
Oh, really?
North American Man Boy Love Association.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was like, yeah, oh fuck, and you get mailers and
That's
shit.
funny, right?
It's
You're
like,
on. You get a
okay,
newsletter.
I don't want to be on a fucking list, man. I did not sign up to be part of the North American Man Boy Love Association.
Yeah.
That's the shit you got to worry about with listeners.
No doubt.
They can sign you up for some creepy shit.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, why don't we kill it there? Travis,
Let's.
great to see you.
Yeah.
You too.
Glad
Thanks
to
for
have you
having me.
home.
Yep.
Is Jen mad at you because you missed her birthday?
No, she's cool.
Oh, she's cool.
She is cool. She's the coolest bully.
She is.
She is the coolest bully. I would agree.
Keep trying.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Continue patreon.com/TDC podcast.
Nailed it.
Got
Fuck
it.
yeah.
Okay, I got it. And can we put a link in the YouTube and,
Yeah,
and all
I
that
meant
stuff?
to do that the first time.
Yeah, we can do that.
Start
Can we do
putting
it
that in there.
after the show, or can we? do you
It'll just
have-
be in the comment section.
Yeah, we
Or-
can, I think.
Or,
Yep.
Can you do it? Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Plan for it then. We'll talk to you soon.